How much time do you waste every single day waiting for your phone to charge? Be honest with yourself. Now imagine if Samsung finally gave us the charging speed we've all been begging for, but at the same time dropped a display so bright it could make even the latest iPhone look like a toy flashlight. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? Well, that's exactly what the Galaxy S26 Ultra rumors are pointing to, and I'm about to break it all down. Stick around until the end, because what I am about to tell you could completely change the way you see Samsung's next flagship. And hey, don't just skip to the end because the whole story matters. By the time we're done, you lions know if the S26 Ultra is shaping up to be a genuine leap forward or if Samsung just playing the same game with slightly shinier pieces. So let us talk about the thing that has been driving Samsung fans a little bit crazy for years now. Charging speed. Since the days of the Note series, people have been asking one simple question. When will Samsung finally go beyond 45 watts? Meanwhile, competitors like OnePlus, Xiaomi, and Iku are casually flexing with 100 watt, 120 watt, even 200 watt chargers. You can literally watch the battery bar fly up on some of those devices. And then there's Samsung, still sitting at 45 watts like it's stuck in 2019. And just when we thought this might finally be the year they move forward, the S26 Ultra showed up in a Chinese certification listing. The number on that listing, 45 watts. The exact same we've seen before, not exactly the most exciting discovery. And the thing is, usually, if there's going to be a faster version, it shows up in China first, and the rest of the world gets a watered-down model. So when people saw that, the mood quickly dropped. Another year, another Ultra that takes almost an hour to fully charge. But here's where things take a turn. Because if you follow Samsung leaks, you know the name Ice Universe. And this guy has been insisting for months that the Ultra would finally get an upgrade. Not just whispering about it, he's flat out saying Samsung is moving to 60 watts this year. Now, 60 watts might not sound like much if you were used to crazy triple-digit charging numbers from other brands, but for Samsung, this would be history. Their fastest charging phone ever, and when you think about real-world use, it could be a big difference. Instead of waiting close to an hour, you could be fully charged in 35 or 40 minutes. That's the difference between plugging in before work and having a full battery before you've even finished your morning coffee. Of course, there's still a chance it sticks at 45 watts, and for most people, that's not the end of the world. But you can't deny, Samsung is long overdue for a bump here, and if 60 watts really does happen, it's a welcome step forward. Now let's shift to the part that Samsung almost never messes up. The display, and this time, it could be on another level entirely. Recently, iQOO started teasing its next flagship, and the screen it's using comes straight from Samsung display. And according to leaks, that very same panel is coming to the Galaxy S26 Ultra. We're talking about a massive 6.85-inch OLED with QHD Plus resolution, up to 144 Hz refresh rate, Dolby Vision, HD R10+, and a 3200 Hz touch sampling rate. For gamers, that's near instant response. For everyone else, it's smoother than almost anything on the market, but the real secret is the new M14 emitting material. This makes the display brighter, more efficient, and longer lasting. Combine that with Samsung's NuCo tech, which removes the traditional polarizer, and you get more light output without burning through your battery. The numbers are insane. Manual brightness around 1000 nits. Full panel peak at 2600. And local HDR peaks hitting as high as 6000 nits. 6000. To put that in perspective, the S25 Ultra maxed out around 2600. The latest iPhone, around 3000. This would absolutely crush them. Imagine watching HDR movies in broad daylight or just scrolling in the sun. Your screen isn't just visible, it's glowing like a spotlight. And then there's a rumor about a new privacy mode. Picture this. You're on a crowded train or sitting in a cafe, and someone's sneaking a look at your screen. Instead of seeing your messages or videos, they just see a dim blur, while you see everything perfectly clear. If Samsung pulls this off, it might become one of the most useful features they've ever added. So here we are. On one hand, we might finally get 60-watt charging, the fastest Samsung has ever offered. On the other, we're looking at what could easily be the most advanced display on any smartphone in the world. And yeah, maybe Samsung is still cautious with charging compared to competitors, but they're doubling down on the experience that matters most day to day. The screen you touch, the content you watch, the brightness that makes you smile when you step outside. That's where they're putting their power, and now it's your turn. If you had to choose, would you rather have Samsung finally give you 60-watt charging, or are you more excited for that insane new display? Which upgrade really matters to you? Drop your answer in the comments, because I'd love to hear where you stand. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned. There's so much more coming, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next one.